Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program and BD Armory. Now today is the 42nd video on this channel, video number 42, and well 42 is a number that has a fond place in the hearts of many true nerds, so I thought today I'd do something a little bit different, a little bit nerdy, and well, to illustrate what I mean, here we have one of my club tails, a craft we developed not so long ago, except this isn't one of my club tails. That's one of my club tails. So today we're just going to be looking at what happens when you scale things up, scale things down, and then we're going to go and blow some stuff up in an appropriate fashion. So let's get started. So here we are on the runway with our scaled up club tail. Now to build this I used Tweak Scale. It's another one of those mods that comes bundled with another something else. I can't remember. Does it, or did I get it? Did I get it separately? I can't remember. It's out there if you search for it anyway. So I just scaled up all the parts that would scale up, which is all of the parts on this plane apart from the BD Armory parts. Those don't scale up. With my Cyclone fighter, which I'm planning to show you a little later, the scaled up version, I had to replace the radar nose cone because that wouldn't scale up, and it doesn't look as good, to put it mildly. Anyway, what am I expecting here? Well, when you scale something up, in this case by a factor of 2, that's a factor of 2 in all directions, so the surface areas should have been scaled up by a factor of the scale factor squared. So we should have 4 times the wing surface area, 4 times the control surface area. And it also means the volumes should have been scaled up by a factor of the scale factor cubed, so by a factor of 8. So this thing should be 8 times as heavy, but with only 4 times the wing surface area and the control surface area. Basically, I'm expecting it to be slower, more sluggish, more difficult to control. Now, when I actually was putting this together in the spaceplane hangar, I looked at the readouts and it was only coming up as about 4 times heavier than the normal club tail rather than 8. So, well, you know, Kerbal Space Program isn't a perfect aerodynamics simulator, it's not a perfect physics simulator. And it doesn't seem to have got this quite right, so I don't know what I'm expecting from this particular craft. But let's get it launched and find out. Let's engines, afterburners, brakes, throttle up. Okay, this is not slower. This is very decidedly not slower. I'm going to throttle right down and turn off the afterburners because that is quite ridiculous. Let's throttle right back down because otherwise that's not more sluggish either. That's quite okay. Oh, try and get control. Yeah, this is the exact opposite of what I was expecting. This is just silly. Okay, can we throttle this up, try and get some control over it? Can we try and get it pointing towards prograde? Oh, no. Okay, let's try that with a different craft. This time I've gone for one of my Tiger Tails, an earlier version of the club tail we just saw. Let's do the same thing, throttle up the engines, afterburners, brakes, and off we go. Just the one engine, not quite so pacey, but still ridiculously fast. So again, let's try and throttle down a bit. Right, are we going to flip out if we turn this? No, it appears this is more flip out resistance. But it is still... yeah. So I've got control of this one, so it's not just a problem with the scale. Obviously, just something about that club tail is just doesn't respond very well to scaling up. Let's pull up a bit there. Yeah, so yeah, look at the acceleration on that, and I've only got the engine. Let's throttle this right down. I'm still getting a shed load more acceleration than I'd be expecting. So what we found is that these behave the exact opposite as we'd expect them to if we did the same thing in real life. So, well, this begs the question, what happens if we make one that's half-sized instead? So here we have our half-size tiger tail, and I'm just going to recap this for you because otherwise we would be here forever. First of all, this thing is nearly impossible to get off the ground, and when I finally managed it, it was just impossible. I mean, just not only was there not very much thrust, but it was just so slow to turn. I think it's the slowest thing to turn that I have ever flown in KSP. So yeah, again, the exact opposite of what we'd expect if we did a similar thing in real life. But anyway, that's our token gesture of an intellectual exercise out of the way. Let's go blow some stuff up. Right, so let's get down to business. To start with, we are going to send up 3 of these ordinary tiger tails against 3 of their enlarged counterparts. I just want to zoom right out just so you get an idea of how ridiculous this is. Anyway, I'll get them in the air and let's see what happens. Here we go then. I was worried there for a second because they are well outside 8 kilometers, so I was worried the fight wasn't gonna trigger. So now starts a long period of trying to fly and enclose the distance. I did go and experiment with sort of my different craft, sort of enlarged and not enlarged, and I think the problem we had with the club tails was the fact that was the canard foreplanes. Sort of enlarged craft don't do very well with canard foreplanes, so I've tweaked the Cyclones. We'll be seeing more of those in a little bit, but yeah, for the moment let's see what happens with this fight. No missile kills so far. I really want to see them close and see what happens when they get guns on each other. That's going to be very interesting. Oh, missile just comes and misses this tiger tail. I think everybody is good. Surely the roar of guns any moment. Let's go and see how some of the large guys. This guy has flipped out a bit. Oh dear. This other large tiger tail doing quite well. Something just exploded. Oh, that's one of the large tiger tails hit, I think. Yeah, it's the one that flipped out. So, regular tiger tails have the advantage there. Big gunfight going on here. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, and I think that's one of the large tiger tails. He's not quite done for. Again, it's the same one. It's the one that was flipping out. Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's gone. Goodbye. Agaski Kerman. Well, you know, any landing you can walk away from, or be stretchered away from. How's the rest of the fight going? It is now 3 on 2. This tiger tail trying to line somebody up. He's going for missiles. That's one of the large ones. That's one of the regular ones. Not a lot else seems to be going on. Let's fly with a missile. Let's see if we can find that particular large one. He pulls evasive maneuvers. They are a little squirrely. They are in danger of flipping out. How's the other one doing? He's lining up one of the regular tiger tails in his sights. Just needs to put guns to him and avoid the guns that are coming in on him. Oh, bullets flying everywhere. This is fantastic. Bit of a joust. Nothing comes of it. Oh, flips out a bit. That is going to be their undoing, if anything. Just the fact they're just a little too squirrely. What's that? That's the other large tiger tail. Trying to fend off a lot of gunfire here. Getting one of the regular tiger tails in his sights. Are they just a little too squirrely to get their shots lined up properly on the regular tiger tails? Gets a little scorch. I think he's okay. On the other, oh, flips out a bit. Just keeps flipping out. That's gonna be curtains for him if he's not careful. And gets really badly scorched. But I'm about to say comes out of it okay, but I don't think he's going to. Yeah, nose first into the ground isn't going to help you. 3 against 1. Not looking good for the large version of the tiger tails. Not looking good at all. More gunfire comes in. That squirreliness might be an advantage. Bloody hell, I spoke too soon, didn't I? Ooh, did he get a good shot on that tiger tail? I can't tell. Oh, Oh, and now completely flips out. He is must be a sitting duck now. Nope, manages to pull out of it. More shots come in. Those other tiger tails just can't land that killing blow. Flips out again. Missing a wing isn't helping either. Missing half a wing. How are my tiger tails doing? You look okay. You've still got almost all your missiles. Yeah, they're all coming around, trying to line up their shots. How long can Joford Kerman survive? Flips out again. Oh, there we go. I think that's it. Joford Kerman there appears to be in the dark. Can you see from inside here? What can you see from... Okay, that's a bit weird. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, I don't think Joford's going to be able to pull out of this one. Only a matter of time now. The others seem to have lost a bit of interest. There we go. And it is all over. The regular tiger tails are victorious. So let's go and see what happens when we pit the Cyclones against each other. So now it's the turn of the Cyclones. I've got 3 of my regular Cyclones here, with the ordinary nose cone, with the ordinary radar nose cone on them, and 3 of these enlarged versions with the different nose cone. Ah, you ain't pretty anymore, are ya? Anyway, let's get them up in the air. Let's get them fighting. Here we go then. Let's see who will be victorious. We've already had a bit of a flip-out-a-thon on the way up here. Yeah, I mentioned earlier about these canard foreplanes. I have sort of had to make some adjustments, lower the control authority on them, make some general adjustments to like the wing positioning and what have you. It appears to have made it a little better, as in they can fly without flipping out every 30 seconds now, but yeah, far from ideal. Missiles flying in, that Cyclone flying very low but manages to get a missile in. What's this guy doing? We'll follow one of the other ones in. Yeah, following in the larger craft this time. See how they fare. When I was sort of testing a lot of these craft out, they tended to be very good at dodging missiles, particularly the tiger tails. So very interesting to see what happens here. I mean, all the craft are pretty good at dodging missiles. What's that? That is a missile missing. This is... oh, that one just about misses. Anybody looking that way, they're going to be in gun range soon. These two... where are we? Let's see if I can find them. No, I've chosen the one that's the furthest out from anything. Oh, here we go. Guns blazing. This regular Cyclone trying to put it... I think that Cyclone's flipping out a bit, and that's bad news for that large Cyclone. Oh! Revenge! Instant revenge! So, down goes one large Cyclone into the spaceplane hangar, and this one is effectively out for the moment. We'll have to see. He'll probably survive for a little bit. Anyway, let's see how are the other two large Cyclones. This one's taking some damage as well. He's still got guns though. He's still flying. Oh, and almost immediately gets a decent shot on this Cyclone here, but just can't line up his guns properly. Just maybe a little too squirrely with the damage. And guns coming down onto him strips him of most of one of his wings. And I think we are effectively down to 2 on 1. Our last large Cyclone, can he even it up fairly quickly? Scorches one of the regular Cyclones. Fire opens up. Oh, that was so close, but now he gets guns coming in on him. Just flips out at the right moment, but then gets stripped of the rest of his... well, pretty much everything. Yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from that, really. So So, with both the Cyclones and the Tiger Tails, the regular craft kind of took it. So I suppose there's one thing left to try. So, the grand finale. Neither of our oversized craft have fared particularly well against their regular-sized cousins, but it's what happens when we put them up against each other. Let's get them flying. So here we go. I genuinely am not sure what to expect from this fight. I mean, it could be over in seconds or it could take hours. I think there's going to be a lot of flipping out happening. The Tiger Tails not launching a round of missiles. I don't know why that is, although these craft, I think these craft have pretty much always had that problem. They've never joined in with the first salvo for one reason, but now missiles start to come in from the Tiger Tails. I think everybody's okay. Yep, everybody's dodging missiles fine. Ooh, that one looked a bit close for comfort. Where's that lead Tiger? Oh, I think this guy must have been scorched. Irby Kerman, nice name. Yeah, he must have just got a little bit scorched by one of the missiles. Yeah, so much for what I was saying about being good at dodging them. And that is one of the Tiger Tails being a little scorched as well. I think this guy's out of here. Where's the other one? Ooh, just managing to make his way out of danger. That's one of the other Tiger Tails on the ropes from one of the Cyclones. Gets a little bit scorched. Here we go. Can that Cyclone line up his shot and get the killing blow? It's looking... Ooh. Rattles the Tiger Tail. God, this is a bit close for comfort. Rattles the Tiger Tail with some shots, but no major harm done. But now another volley's going to come in. And, oh, that was painful. He's lost... he's lost a lot, and he's not going to be able to keep himself from flipping out very much. This is almost entirely one-way traffic. This is not looking good for the Tiger Tails. One of them is left intact. Can it turn and get guns onto one of the Cyclones? It looks like that's going to happen here. It looks like a joust. Oh, that was a perfect opportunity, but nothing happened in the end. Can a Gasky Kerman turn round and make it second time lucky? Some shots are raining in from one of the other Cyclones now. Ooh. Oh, that was his chance, but no, blown it. Oh, that nearly got interesting. Yeah, the Cyclones trying to... Where are the other Tiger Tails? This guy's still in the fight. Joford Kerman still bravely attempting to venture for... What on earth was that? That is cyclone debris. One of the Cyclones has got minced. Things just got a lot more interesting. That's just debris falling to the ground. Yeah, that looks like that guy got absolutely wrecked. And what is that? That is one of the other Cyclones. Well, this has turned around pretty quickly. Oh, and then he takes out one of the Tiger Tails. And then gets taken out himself. Oh, that was a bit harsh. So anyway, that is one of the Tiger Tails. Yeah, that was a weird fight. But yeah, it looks... I don't think anybody is going to, like, survive and still be flying. So it turns out I was wrong about that. Joford Kerman just about managed to pull the craft up at the last second and is now the lone survivor of that fight, which was a bit of a weird one. I really thought the Tiger Tails were finished, and then suddenly the Cyclones just dropped like flies. Anyway, yeah, so it turns out there's a reason we don't just put up like blown up versions of the craft. Not blown up in that sense, you know what I mean. So enlarged versions of the craft, I'm just stick to the regular versions. I'm sure probably someone better at building these craft, could probably design out a couple of the issues, but generally I think it's best we stick to the regular sized craft. And well, that's all for today, so I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.